So this is a bit of a different one. I just came to me randomly. I was just looking at my bookcases, wondering I could do a video. I was in the mood for doing a video, and I thought, what can I talk about this time? And I just noticed there's like a little pile of graphic novels, etc., just underneath one of my bookcases. What there's no room for my bookcases, and there was one very slim, what we used to call a prestige format book. It came out in 1997. And it's a Batman book, but it's a Batman book with a supernatural element, and it's by Alan Grant and Arthur Ranson, and it's Batman and the Phantom Stranger. So Arthur Ranson, he's more well known in the UK. He's done a heck of a lot of work for 2000 AD. I've done quite a number of videos on his work. Did an in-depth look at Button Man, and also what was the other one? Maze World as well, and he did a really good run on Judge Anderson as well. So I've covered all of them. So do check out my videos on my playlist, and you'll be able to see more of his work. Button Man X, especially recommend it. It's like his masterpiece. But pardon me, I'm still not right. So in the 90s, Marvel did like a second. Marvel were always like trying to siphon talent from the talent pool from 2000 AD, from when they started in the 80s when they dragged people over to form Vertigo. So it's still ongoing. So Alan Grant was one of the people who they successfully not captured but employed, who did a really long run and a really great stint on Batman with Norm Brayfogle. And Arthur Ranson has, like I said, he's done most of his work's been done with either John Wagner or Alan Grant. So they were, they had a good friendly relationship, and that's what created this book. So I'll just read the back of it. So it says, the most mysterious man in Gotham meets the most mysterious being in the universe in order to solve the mystery of a missing civilization. And I just want to show you the artwork. He's got an extremely photorealistic art style. Pardon me. So Alan Grant has this really useful talent of blending the supernatural with a good hard-boiled crime drama without it feeling forced. And it Batman is a perfect foil for, because when some of his best comics, when it verges into like the gothic kind of almost supernatural field, where it's like a really mysterious, like Edgar Allan Poe kind of vibe to it. So he works so well in tandem. Like some of his best guest appearances have been in comics like Swamp Thing, etc. So to team him up with the Phantom Stranger, who's like the person who investigates supernatural occurrences, it's a match made in heaven, literally. So they team up to find, if I remember rightly, there's this ring, this artifact that goes missing, and it gets into the hands, these criminals find it, and it gets into the hands of these criminals. And so it gives you some backstory on the artifacts. But Alan Grant just writes, it makes the criminals as well really fully formed. But just look at this, the mood, because obviously Phantom Strange and Batman are both creatures of the night, and the colouring as well just highlights the mood of the story. And so you've got the side story of Batman and Phantom Strange investigating this mysterious occurrence, but then you've also got the story of the villains as well, and what effect it has on them. If anybody who comes into contact with this missing artifact. Just look at, I love this scene here with Batman on the rooftops. That's just like your quintessential Batman in the shadows, going from rooftop to rooftop. People just get glimpses of him. They're not really sure whether he's there or not. But again, because it's not really a story strictly in continuity, it can be a bit more hardline than your standard ongoing monthly Batman title. And again, just look at the he's he's one of my all-time favorite artists. We've got such a dearth of great artists in the UK, and I'm so pleased that the American audience were able to see, or the international audience were able to see some of these artists as well. Unfortunately, Arthur Ranson now, he must be in his 80s now. He still does do work for 2000 AD, but obviously not to the same output that he used to do. And if you want to see a fantastic splash page, if you notice, I'm not really giving you much of the story because I encourage you to hunt this out. It's not very expensive at all. You'll be able to get stuff from eBay or from, if you go to a comic mart or something like that. And this is when it really deeps. What I like about this as well, it really brings it does the supernatural elements very subdued until a certain point. So it's like wham, it suddenly hits. And it's very much like, what was that Nicholas Rogue film, Don't Look Now, where the horror element is just like that, and suddenly it's like the big reveal, and it's like an oh fuck kind of moment. So you get that here. This makes me wish that Batman and Phantom Strange did more stories together, because unfortunately, obviously, we can't get Alan Grant to write them anymore, because sadly he did pass away quite a number of years ago. But again, look at this splash page. This is another one of those Batman books that came out when there's a dearth of real. There's always been a lot of Batman books released, but this was one that kind of got overlooked because the sheer volume of books that were coming out, and it's a shame because it is one of the stronger books that was released, and it's a one and done. Again, just here, this double page spread. I do apologise for my voice. I am losing, not the will to live, but close. I am on so, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, not great at the moment, and it's messing up my sinuses, messing up my sleep patterns and everything. But it finishes on this really nice page. So the mission's done. So they're saying the farewells to each other. Batman leaves in typical Batman style, and the Phantom Stranger just evaporates, disappears into midnight air. And I love how it's portrayed. It's just wonderful. Who's the cover by? I'm not sure about the cover. Yeah, Arthur Ranson's done the cover. He doesn't normally do paintings, but that's his painted cover. So I do highly recommend it. This is a real hidden gem. This cost me. I got this this originally when it came up, but then I got it again about 3 years ago from a Comic Con for about £3.50. So you can get it for reasonable prices still. So it's just Batman Phantom Stranger by Alan Grant and Arthur Ranson. And if you like this team, do check out my videos. It's not a plug for my videos. Well, it is, but it's not. But it'll just give you an idea of the more bigger, beefier works, what they've done. Maze World. So type in Maze World, and it should hopefully come up with my preview. Or just go look at my playlists. It'll be on my 2000 AD playlist. And same with Button Man as well. I've reviewed both of those, and I highly recommend you check those out. And if you like the look of them, do order them because you will not be disappointed. Okay, so this is a hidden gem that I do highly recommend. Like I said, it's one of the more affordable ones. If you find it, you'll find it for a very reasonable, cheap price. And it's Batman Phantom Stranger, Alan Grant, Arthur Ranson. Okay, bye.